This is a GVN What If review, and I'm going to be mentioning stuff about Lagos Comic Con. So, roll the thing. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. This is GVN, where we review movies, series, comics, animations, and video games. It's a What If review, but first and foremost, I want to mention Lagos Comic Con. It's happening tomorrow. That's the 18th of September, and now is a good time to register. They did not pay us for this or anything like that, but it would be nice to, see you guys, interact with you guys. Any one of you guys that is watching this video right now and you're in Lagos and you have the time tomorrow, it would be nice to just chill and hang and talk comic, geeky, nerdy stuff like we normally do. V6 and I will be there tomorrow with a couple of our other friends, so yeah, I'd love to see you guys too. And speaking of which, if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. And now, onto the review itself. So, what if? Now, this particular episode is going to be covering two. It's going to be covering the zombie one, that was episode 5, and also episode 6 that has to do with Killmonger and his alternate story. And I intend to include some spoilers in this one, so this is your spoiler warning. Now, first and foremost, episode 5, it was all about zombies, right? So, what if the Marvel universe consisted of heroes that were just about brains, And it was fun. Like, it was a fun twist on things. It starts out with the scene after Thanos decimated the entire Asgardian fleet, and then Hulk, Bruce Banner, was sent to Earth, right? But now imagine him being sent to Earth, entering the Sanctum Sanctorium, and finding out that there is nobody. As a matter of fact, most of Earth is pretty much deserted, right? And Dude Changes comes out, and unlike explaining everything about Thanos to Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Wong, he comes out and realizes that, oh yeah, Ebony Maw is here, and with Call Obsidian, and it's like, rejoice, for you're about to die. And he gives a speech like he did in the movie, but instead is ambushed by Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Wong zombie versions, and man, they went to town on them because it was Bruce Banner Hulk that was already messing up. Like he was saying no, he wasn't going to come out, and then Bruce Banner was rejoicing and he was cheering them on like yes, do it, and I was like no, that's too much. It was funny. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, from that beginning, I just knew that we're in for a wild ride, and just when I thought we would not get any better, then Spidey comes into the scene. Yes, I know it was in the movie also, that's in the Avengers Infinity War movie, because this takes from that Infinity War saga. So if you understand, or if you've watched the Infinity War movie, you would enjoy this a lot more. And then Spidey, coming to save the day and with the other heroes, and then they find their way out of there. It was fun to see, and I'll say right off the bat, Spidey is the heart of this particular episode. It was good to see my boy get some love, because if you guys don't know, Spidey is my favorite Marvel hero. For DC, my favorite is The Flash, Barry Allen, not Wally West. I really love those two guys. I see a lot of myself in them. When things are like ending in the entire world and everybody's serious and their A game, Spidey or Barry Allen could just bring in a joke in the middle of it, and I like that kind of stuff, and I tend to be like that sometimes. So it was fun to see Spidey do this, and the story continues, and then we find that most of the world is gone, but they're trying to find a solution. And then where did the problem even start from in the first place? It was the quantum realm, when they tried to save Hank Pym's wife, and then Hope was like, man, like, yo, this entire thing went awry and everybody's dying. I mean, remember that there was this scene where everything was going south and the Avengers came into the scene and everybody was like, yes, Avengers, assemble. And then Cap himself even said, Avengers, assemble, and next he said, ouch. It was funny because it was meant to be a moment of hope, but then it was now a moment that truly made things worse. Because what was insane about it was, okay, it's one thing when regular humans become zombies and all they want to eat is just feed on brains, right? But then it was now a case of superheroes, people with superpowers, or people that are extraordinary in one way or the other, now became zombies. And they did not just become zombies that just went to feed on brains. No, they became zombies that had the things that made the superheroes super. So imagine Hawkeye zombie firing like Hawkeye, Falcon zombie flying and doing everything like Falcon, Doctor Strange zombie doing all the portals and all the magic like Doctor Strange. So that just made it a whole lot more fun. Seeing the guys, the regular Avengers that were still humans, face off against the zombie Avengers was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this episode. It was really overall a lot of fun. One that I would definitely also recommend that you guys watch. Marvel, like I'll say again, has been hitting out of the park with this one. It was so good. Even all the way to the conclusion, you know, Hope sacrificing herself for them to have more hope. And you know, it's funny because remember that scene where when Hope realized she's been infected, right? She was about to give up and everything. And then our guy, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, just went on to just give her a sort of pep talk and made her feel better about things. And she was like, man, she doesn't know how he does it, but he just finds a way to bring hope. Yeah, like that's her name. So like he just finds a way to bring out hope out of all the darkness. And you know, it was like, man, he's lost too much. And the least he could do is have hope. He's lost Uncle Ben, he's lost Tony Stark, because Tony Stark, I mean, clearly became a zombie too. You know, he's lost a lot of people. And you know, I think that's what makes Spider-Man the kind of person he is. Like, he's lost so much. I remember in one of the comics where I read Spider-Man was cheated on by his girlfriend at the time. I think it was Black Cat. She was with someone else, or was it Mary Jane? I think it was Black Cat. So he saw her hooking up with someone else, and it was like, wow, like this is how my supervillain story starts. Like he made a joke out of what would actually make people supervillains. You know? I mean, Spider-Man is one person that you could find teaming up with anybody. Like Spider-Man and Odin in the comic, don't be surprised. The other day, Spider-Man was eating a hot dog on the roof of a building with Loki, the god of mischief, and they were gisting. Like, that is just the kind of person Spider, like that's it. This is why I truly love him. And it was like, it really hits out of the park in this one, like the way it was portrayed and all that. I mean, yes, we got to see T'Challa also and how he played a role in this. We got to see Vision, we got to see Wanda. See, here's the thing. I really did enjoy WandaVision, right? But it's clear, like if I was going to summarize WandaVision in one statement, without being harsh, it's this: don't give someone with mental power or mental problems that much power. I understand that she's lost so much and she had a breakdown, but you have to understand that she trapped all those people in that city. And Agatha Harkness was right. Like she did not know what she was messing with when she did all of those things that she did, altering people's memories. Like she altered an entire town. Like people were begging her just to escape. You understand? So it's like she's a ticking time bomb, and she showed that, or they portrayed that in a zombified version. I mean, Vision found a cure, and somehow it did not kill her because, I mean, girl is just insane. I mean, see what she did to Thanos when she Vex finished in Endgame. Like she was just ripping dude apart. Like dude had to call down fire just to make himself safe. And that's just what they portrayed in this one too. So it was good. I mean, both the zombie versions of the Avengers and the human versions of the Avengers, even Okoye, Happy also got to shine. Like so many different people got to shine. I love the fight between Bucky and Captain America, Steve Rogers, as zombified Steve Rogers in the train. It was a lot of fun. Like this was a very fun episode, one that's definitely I would recommend also. It does well in this same entire slate of What If. It gets an 8/10 from us here at GVN. Now moving on to the next episode. Now this one is all about Killmonger. You know, I mentioned in the previous one, for the previous episode, that if you watched Infinity War, you would see where they picked this from and how everything played out differently. Now for this one, it's the Black Panther movie, because I mean that's the only place where Killmonger appeared anyway. But then it wasn't just the Black Panther movie, but it was the Black Panther movie plus the Iron Man movie. Iron Man 1 to be precise, because they both intersected, right? And it showed how everything happened. Like, no kidding, it just showed how efficient and lethal Killmonger is. Like, for example, the entire Iron Man 1 movie was done in the first, I'm not kidding, but the first 3 minutes or so of this episode. Like, the entire plot was just sort of compressed into that, because it was a case of Obadiah Stane is the one that hired the 10 rings to kidnap you, and well, I just saved you. look at, he pressed a button and everybody saw proof. He had uploaded it on the internet of Obadiah Stain's involvement with the 10 rings, and then he was arrested. Happy knocked him out. It was like, I never liked the guy. Like, there and then he was arrested, case closed, that's it, we move on. And that was the end of it. But yeah, of course, Killmonger being Killmonger, I just knew that it was looking too good to be true that Killmonger is actually a good guy in this one. But I was like, hey, see, here's the thing. Some of my favorite pieces of media that I've either watched or read is when you see the bad guys work with the good guys. Like when they use all that intellect for good, it's such a treat. Like when Dr. Octopus took over Spider-Man's body, it was called the Spectacular Spider-Man, because with the brains and the abilities came so much success. Like Spider-Man as a person was rich. So many things happened, and that's why whenever you see, even if it's a temporary truce between a bad guy and a good guy, it's usually fun to watch as long as it's written well. And in this one, all the times when Killmonger was good, he was good at being good. I mean, he was the guy that made sure Tony Stark decided to buy vibranium when he told him about some projects he was working on MIT, blah, 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 blah. And then seeing Ulysses Claw and the meeting between them, and then, dude killed T'Challa. Like, T'Challa was gone. And that's one thing that you get to appreciate about the What If series. Now, in this What If series, we are just 6 episodes in. Tony Stark has died thrice. Like, 6 episodes. Tony Stark has died 3 times in the What If series. And that's the thing. But then in episode 7, we could see Tony Stark again, alive, doing another thing. In the Murder Mystery episode, he was killed by Hank Pym. In the Zombie Universe episode, he was already a zombie, like was pretty much gone. And then in this episode, it was Killmonger that killed him after I found out that, oh, you actually killed my guy, Rhodey. You killed my best friend. You killed T'Challa, your cousin. He probably didn't know, although in the same way he killed him, he mentioned cuz, so maybe he knew. But he knew that he killed him because he had the evidence, right? And then they fought against each other. And next thing, Mr. Man gets killed. So he Stark gets killed by Killmonger. So he has died 3 times now. That's something you will have to appreciate about the What If series. I've said it in previous episodes and I'm saying it again. The guys that are behind the scenes, the writers, the creators in general, they're having a lot of fun with the story and they have a lot of liberty. Like they can wipe out the entire Marvel universe in episode 7. Like Doctor Strange did. He wiped out the entire universe, right? And then we still find out that, we still continue. Another one has happened. We see another Doctor Strange, a zombified version of Doctor Strange. So that's the fun thing about the What If series that I've been enjoying so far. I like the way they are telling the stories. I like the way the resolutions are. I'm looking forward to the remaining episodes. We have 3 more episodes to go. And this particular episode with Killmonger, it was a good one. I liked, funny enough, even though we had a younger Shuri, not the older version of Shuri that we've seen in the movies, it was still fun to watch. It was really, really a nicely told story. I like the way it ended also with Pepper and Shuri meeting each other and showing that there is still hope for this particular universe and the Watcher narrating all of that, Watu. It was so much fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. This episode also gets an 8/10 from us here at GVN. It's one that I loved and I would definitely recommend to you guys. Now, one final note before I go. This What If series, remember I said before, it's an anthology series, which means you can watch episode 6 that I just mentioned before you even go all the way back to episode 1. But something I have noticed, and they also shared another clip in the mid-season trailer, is I think some of their episodes will be connected moving forward. A clip from the very first trailer before the series even started showed Doctor Strange, who destroyed his own universe, and Peggy Carter, Captain America, in the same scene. They were having a conversation with each other. And one thing that connects them is this. In the very first episode of What If, Peggy Carter was fighting that tentacled thing that she pushed back into its own dimension, right? And yeah, of course, later on she went into the dimension, but then came back in the present. So we've got that part. So that's one thing, right? Now, Doctor Strange, his universe was also destroyed. But before he destroyed his universe, remember, he was taking powers from different entities, right? And that tentacled one was also one of the entities he took powers from. And now, we find a scene. I mean, this is even before we watch all these episodes and before we had all this knowledge. But then we find a scene where there is Doctor Strange and Peggy Carter sharing the same space. So you get what I'm saying? So I think for that particular episode, only if it was a tease and it will never happen, but if it does happen for that particular episode, I think you have to watch these first 2 episodes. That's episode 1 and episode 4 in order to understand that episode properly. That's when it does come out. Now, also speaking of another one that involves continuity, even though this is an anthology series. Remember I mentioned in the second episode that T'Challa, what if it became Star-Lord instead, right? At that end, it was a cameo that had Ego, the god, and Peter Quill. So Ego, he came to see his son, and then his eyes light up, right? Now, we have a scene in the mid-season trailer that shows what continues afterwards. So it's like it was maybe sucking out his life force or something. So that's the thing. So even though it's a what if series and it's sort of like here, there, all over the place, it's like they are still trying to sort of establish a sort of continuity in the series. See, it doesn't feel forced to me. As long as the story is written well, I am here for it and I'm definitely going to review it and let you guys know what's up. But then I am liking it so far. So I just wanted to mention these things to you guys that, yeah, even though it's an anthology series, some things still seem to be connected, but in a fun way, not in a bad way. And there is no burden for you to have to keep up. No, it's every single thing that has been released so far from episode 1 to episode 6, they are all contained in their own universe and you can still enjoy, at least as far as today's review is concerned. I'll let you guys know in future episodes if you need to watch one before the other, like I mentioned for the Peggy Carter one and Doctor Strange one. And that's it for this episode. Don't forget to like and drop a comment. It helps other people find this channel. It helps other people find the content, and it's one that we truly appreciate from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe also if you've liked the review. It's been Tech for GVN. Take care. Peace.